What up, YouTube? It's your boy Detroit Love with another video. Today we're going to take a look at my new RadCity electric bike from Rad Power Bikes. I've always wanted to get an electric bike and now I have one. Let's check out my first impressions. Alright, so I finally did it. Finally decided to get my e-bike. And so I contacted the service that would assemble it for me, but I think I should be okay. So they're not coming to Friday, so if I have to cancel, I'll do that. But this thing came across 9 different states from Washington to Michigan. And I want to get out and go further. I want to ride Rad. I don't know if I can wait to Friday. Alright. Just got out the box. So, came with this little box. I'm assuming it has the tools, charger. It's just a charger, looks like. But I think it has the tools in it too. Alright, so I got it put together, but I just need to torque a few things, like the pedals, and just torque just a few things just to make sure they're right. But looking good. What up, what up? So this is my first day out with my RadCity. Still gotta work out my phone mounting on this thing. But it's a different experience, that's for sure. A lot of times I could go faster without the assistance, but the bike actually slows you down. The bike's gearless motor hub has magnets that help to propel the bike, but when you're not using the electricity to propel, it actually produces a resistance that drags the bike and slows it down. So if you drive faster than 20 miles per hour, it's going to be an issue. So I decided to not go with the assembly and tuning process with that Rad Power suggests. I instead elected to spend about the same money and get the tools that I would need to maintain the bike. And so I put it together myself and just had a tune-up done for 50 bucks at the local bike shop. So it's pretty chilly out here today, but not bad, manageable. Some of these streets have cycle lanes, bike lanes, but they're just not taken care of at all. All kinds of debris and all kinds of junk. People going the wrong way on the bike lanes, just all over the map. But I'm enjoying the bike for sure, and look forward to riding it. So I'm down at the Riverwalk looking across to Canada, And this is about 13 miles into the trip, and it was pretty uneventful. I mean, the battery was down to 2 ticks remaining. Um, I must say I have some mixed feelings about this bike. You know, the gearless hub is just something you have to get used to, because I can typically ride the bike, a normal bike, 25, 30 miles per hour at many points in a trip. And this gearless rear hub just inhibits, just prevents you from going much faster than the 20 miles per hour that it's designed to go. So it's a huge trade-off. Yeah, you get the assisted power, you get the throttle, but you just can't expect to be going much faster than 20, 25 tops, even with your own power. So that's huge, man. So when you're considering a bike like this, that has to be a consideration. So I went to the wheelhouse of Hamtramck, and I picked up a couple of bike locks. You'll see those later as I put them on as they're on the bike, securing it back at the office. But that obviously added some weight. I had an existing U lock. I picked up a kryptonite U lock. I put this light on from my previous bike, my non-electric bike, and that little light there is pretty handy. It's different modes you can put it in. You can have it flash white, because you can use it on the front or the back. So it's different modes you can put it in, but it's daylight, so I don't really need it right now, but that's there if I need it at night. Let's try and turn that off with my gloves. The biggest things I got from my other bike, I got the mirror. Can't drive a bike at all without a mirror. Shouldn't, whether it's electric or not. But my fortified bike lights, now obviously when I got this bag on the back, this is useless. Only place I can really put my fortified headlight was right there on that fork. The handlebars are just too thick for it to be mounted up there, so we'll have to see how that goes. It's pretty bright lights. I bet it's brighter than the built-in light from Rad Power Bikes. So when you're considering which model of the Rad Power Bikes that you want to get, you have to consider, do you want a gearless motor like this one, where it actually inhibits you from going faster or beyond the miles per hour that it's designed to do? Or you want to get say the Rover. I believe the Mini is the same way, where it has the geared motor. Now there's pros and cons to both, but I'm thinking now I should have gotten the Rover so that I can go faster than the designed distance, or miles per hour, I'm sorry. Because that's a huge adjustment when you're able to ride faster than 20 miles per hour. But if you're just getting back into cycling and you're not going anywhere near 25, 30, 35 miles per hour, then this probably will be great for you. But the trade-off with that is, because it is literally like driving a tank when you are not being assisted by the motor. So that means you will not be riding this bike farther than 20 miles. I drove this on the third power assisted mode most of the time in the 7th gear, and 20 miles is basically tops I was going to get in this day. I switched it between 1 and 2 just to try it out very little. I did some throttle only through some periods, but it is a beast to ride on your own power. So you will not be riding this bike beyond the distance that you're able to get with the power, with the battery assisting you. And so that's something you definitely have to consider when choosing this RadCity bike by Rad Power Bikes. It's a nice bike. I like it. It's literally built like a tank. All the steel on here is solid, thick. This bike should hold up for years and years to come. That is certain. But I just got to get my gear right, get the right bags. The more things you add onto it, the heavier it's going to get. So that's something to consider. So I have to figure all this out. My last bike was a giant bike, and it was heavy as well. Probably just as heavy as this by the time I put all my gear on it. But with that giant bike, or the non-electric bike, I was able to ride as fast as I wanted to go. Here, that's not going to happen. So I look. I got my ski mask on. It is cold out here. I don't know if you can see my bike. I got the sun on my face this way. But pretty bundled up. Stay warm. There's my little guy there. But I'm layered up properly. Not cold at all. I've taken this mask off a few times just because it fogs up my glasses. But hadn't broken a sweat at all. Not sure what my timing is as far as how long it took me to get to any of these locations. My phone should be tracking it, one of the various apps I use, so I didn't put it on any of the bike specific tracking apps. Just didn't think about it. But I'll have to start doing that to keep track. This phone is really acting up. It's like there's no signal. I think it's fighting with Kenda. I think it's fighting with Canada's phone signal over there, and then the cold is just making it impossible. Making it impossible to use this thing out here. Beautiful Detroit River. Everybody should have a river this beautiful. There's the Detroit Princess. Got a lot of rattling going on back there with those locks. Secure those things a little better. The Detroit Princess. GM headquarters, also known as the Renaissance Center. This is Hart Plaza. It's the most unutilized, uncared for park in the city with the best scenery, but Dan Gilbert's not on board with it. Hasn't been able to get his paws on it, so it just sits here taking up some prime real estate, looking bad. Built plazas and things up here away from the river, closer to Dan Gilbert's things, while this goes unused. It's just silly. This is a beautiful riverfront area, but the city just not utilizing it properly. The battery's starting to blink. About 14 miles. So much for 20, huh? There's a Joe Louis fist there. The guy's got his own music in the shopping cart. I'm going to end this thing. That's my fortified. You zoom in there. Fortified boost. Fortified gets pretty bright. So that's the fortified boost for the front. Fortified boost for the rear. And it has a special screwdriver or hex wrench to take it off, so anybody can just walk up and take it off. These things will go on any bike I ever have. These things are awesome. It's part of a Kickstarter program that I supported to get these things to market. The bike store in Hamtramck that I stopped by today, the Wheelhouse, Hamtramck, Michigan, right in the middle of Detroit. They sell these there as well, but I got mine through the Kickstarter program. Things are super bright. You'll definitely see someone on the road with these on.